Welcome to our talk show. Before we begin, we would like to make a disclaimer that everything mentioned in this show comes from personal experiences and opinions. We may refer to biblical references and teachings from the man of God, Prophet Philip Banda, but these are also subject to personal interpretation. Our goal is to share our perspectives and experiences, and we encourage our viewers to seek guidance and counsel from trusted sources before making any significant decisions in their lives. Furthermore, the views expressed in this show may not represent the views of Impact for Christ Ministries. We acknowledge that everyone has their own unique journey and circumstances, and what may have worked for us may not necessarily apply to others. Viewers all over the world, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ruben, and welcome to today's live talk show. How did I do?
You also super well done. 10 out of 10.
Hi everyone, back to the normal vibe. Hi everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to today's live talk show. My name is Ruben, and today I'm here with Luto.
Hi everyone, my name is Luto. Welcome to today's show.
How are you, Luto?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm happy.
Mm.
What are we talking about today, Luto?
So today we are talking about stop hurting your parents or stop hurting your parents. Let's take it home a bit. That is our topic today, and talking about how we hurt our parents, the benefits, the consequences and stuff.
Benefits of hurting
not
your parents.
benefits of hurting your parents, but the benefits of listening to your parents.
Yeah.
And
Don't make me shy.
And then now Luto.
Okay.
Woo! Yay! No, you guys look very lovely today.
Thank you.
You also look nice. You got a haircut. Look at you.
Yeah,
Mm.
you do.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm something of a Riz man myself.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, back to today's topic. I hope I won't be distracted by your beauty throughout the show. It never happens anyways, I'm just saying. But I want to find out, how do we hurt our parents? What are some of the things we do that hurts our parents?
I think maybe for me personally, I don't know. I don't have kids, but if I were to, I think it hurts our parents. How we can hurt our parents is that I do think parents see a particular plan and vision for you as a child, or as you're growing up, they see that, oh, okay, she's good at this or he's good at that. Like maybe you're someone who excelled in sport or something like that, and you got like a sports scholarship, and you're progressing in that way, and then something small, like you got into the wrong group of friends, then you drank that scholarship away, you drank your sport career away. So I think maybe things like that might hurt them. I also think also not listening to them, especially when they warned us about something, where they're like, don't do this because X, Y, and Z will happen, and then X, Y, and Z times 2 happens. So I think maybe that's how we can hurt our parents. I don't know what you guys think.
Karen?
I think you said it correct. So for me, I think a parent first is just like the Bible says, it's your God. So if I see myself being the God of my child, I want my child to do everything that I want him to do. So, but when the child starts growing, there's this form of independency that the child wants to have, and sometimes parents do not like it in a way, because you tend to like do what you want, which might not be what they had as or vision before. But now what will hurt them is the way you say it or the way you portray it. So it's very important to remember that respect is very important. You know. So sometimes when you start growing up, what you say can be hurtful to your parents, because you might not realize the way you're saying it that can maybe be disrespectful, or you're trying to show, I don't like what mom wants me to do sport. She wants me to do medicine. My dad wanted me to do medicine. And I was growing up knowing that I'm just going to be, a doctor. Growing up, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do architecture. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just good at business. I just want to do marketing, do business, and my dad wasn't okay with it. So it took us like time to, it took him time to process it and accept it. But I had to be patient as well, because if I was just being stubborn, even me, what I wanted to have, I wasn't going to get it. And him, what he wants, he wasn't going to get it. So I was going to have a parent that is frustrated, and myself also frustrated for my dad not allowing me to be the person I want to be. And he was going to have a child that is not the child that he envisioned before. So with time, he accepted that I'm just good at what I do, and we're okay now. Yeah,
that's cool. I also think another factor, because we touched on it a little bit, I think also taking our parents for granted.
Yes.
I think that's another way I think we probably hurt our parents.
That's true.
Is really taking them for granted. Like, we're not distributing the fact that at the end of the day they are their parent, but just like a small, like, thank you for paying my school fees. Not everyone's parents are paying their school fees.
That's valid.
Like, I think maybe like just taking them for granted. And forgetting to appreciate our parents for the small to the big things they do for us. You, Rubes?
When you guys are talking about hurting your parents, we also shouldn't forget about the fact that there are kids out there who actually throw hands with their parents. So when you say stop hurting your parents,
okay.
I'm saying stop throwing your hands, man. Like that, okay, that's one way. You punch your father.
But how do you punch your dad?
Actually, there's people who do that, hey? I don't know how it gets to that, but
I think there's a root with that. There's a chance, I don't know, not always, but I think most of the time it's because that child was probably abused by the parent growing up, and now the child is old enough to start throwing hands.
To fight back.
Because when he was younger, he couldn't fight back. And as generations are happening, we tend to be taller and bigger than our parents. Ruben, exhibit A.
Don't try.
No, I would never.
So I think that's the way that we could hurt our parents.
Yeah, but you guys spoke about not listening to your parents, and I just think those are some of it's one major way that we hurt our parents by not listening to them. And also, sometimes most times our parents invest so much in us. They invest time, they invest money, and for us to just like go off the path and just lose it because of like bad friends or stuff like that. That if I was a parent, okay, I have a dog.
Okay, all right.
I have a dog. I'm training the dog. Sit. Don't poo here. Don't pee here. Eat when I say eat. But then if she's not listening to me, it hurts me. So that low key is also making me
hurt.
It's making me visualize how my mom was feeling when I wasn't listening. And when I go off the path, like
Yeah.
When I say sit, she doesn't sit, but that's not what I taught you.
Yeah.
You see, so
I think so. Yeah, I guess so. Because I tutor kids.
mm-hmm.
Yo, guys, and when my kids do so, like when they don't do well in a test, it actually breaks my heart. I'm like, bro, we spent hours on this. What did I do wrong? What is it? Like what?
Exactly.
So I think it's like things like that.
Yeah, you invest time. Okay, time is most important. You invest time in building this person, and then for them to go and not produce. Like, that hurts.
Low key, as we're talking, I'm realizing being a parent is low key a risk because you actually never know.
It's a big risk.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's also a calling. Like, no, I don't think anyone can just be like a mother, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Why?
I think when you don't have kids,
Yeah.
it's so easy to say, I don't want children. But at just the moment when you have a little baby in your hands, that's the bond is just so strong that even if you might not be the perfect mother, she's still going to be a mother and have feelings for the child. So
Yeah.
I think your mom, the way she raised you is not the same way as my mom did. My mom was quite nice person. We used to play, dance. We'll have time to sing together.
Yeah.
But if you do something wrong, she'll come back and say, hey, at the corner, you see.
Yeah.
She was that type of mother.
Yeah.
But for me, let's not talk about being a kid, and disrespecting your parents. But I think when you grow up, that's the way the challenge comes.
Yeah, once the independence comes in,
yes,
they can speak back, they're learning,
'Cause
outside
now,
influences.
Thank you. Because now you are able to make your own choices of life. And your parents, the expectation is very high. Imagine you have your child, you say, oh, my child is going to do so well. You're boasting everywhere to your friends. Now your friends' kids are doing well. And then you realize that your child is not following anything of whatever you told him to do.
Yeah.
You see how disappointing it is?
Yeah.
And how you have to go back to your friends and say, oh, no, it's not that bad. It's just the age is going to come around. That hurts a lot because of the choices that you make of your own life. Maybe your career that it didn't get to where you want your parents' expectations. Also, a choice of a bad partner, and then now you have a bad wife. She doesn't know how to cook, Ruben. She doesn't know how to clean. She can't respect your parents. Now you have to hide her. You can't take her to your mom because she's going to clash with your mom. Now you have bad friends. You're coming back home late, and you see your mom is seeing you and say, but I take you to church every day, But where are you learning all these things? Those are the things that hurts parents because they can see they put so much time to invest in you, but the outcome is so different.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
So in summary, it's when the investment doesn't reap the results as expected. Yeah. But even in the cases, for your example, your dad wanted you to be a doctor, and now you're in a different, you're in business and you're in marketing, but you're still doing well in that respect. You're right. So I think it's still important. We're not saying that parents overrule or override what your kids want to do, because then someone, for example, let's say you did medicine. For all we know, you're going to kill your patients.
No, maybe I wasn't going to be that bad, but I think the problem would have been I wasn't going to be happy. Maybe I would have stopped along the way. And it was okay for me to realize it so fast that this one is I'm not going to, and I'm Congolese, right? And it takes 8 years. It takes 8 years for you to finish just your master's in medicine. Now I was imagining me
in those 8 years.
8 years of school. Studying 8 years, and then I'm just gonna be a generalist doctor. When am I gonna be a specialist?
Honestly,
I was like, no.
So we've spoken a lot about things that hurt our parents, and maybe we should also talk about what we've spoken about, not listening. So the benefits of listening, going to your parents for counsel, and why that's important for our own benefits.
You want to be a parent one day?
Correct.
So you're going to give the best
Yeah.
example to your kids.
Yeah.
So you're not going to learn it from the sky.
Yeah.
It needs to start with you. So that's how I see it. I
Same.
had a lot of clash with my siblings, my parents, but every time I remember that I want to be great, I want to do better,
Yeah.
it takes me back to being humble.
Yeah.
When you want to be at the same level of, you know too much, you articulate than your parents, you did all the studies and you're more famous or beautiful, whatever that you can, it can be your thing. But remember that these are my parents and they are the people that I'm learning to be the best person that I can here on earth. So it goes back to you to also do that effort to give yourself, because you can complain to your parents and say that they do not listen to me, they don't love me enough. My mom never gets time to like sit down with us, maybe just chat. But it also comes back to you also to also try make that effort, or just accept that your mom will never give it to you and just make peace with it, because you get kids that get stuck into that the fact that maybe they were beating boys. My dad used to beat me. I'm like this because my dad used to beat me.
Yeah.
My mom, I'm like this because my mom never used to chat with us.
Yeah.
She didn't teach me how to cook, she didn't teach me how. But you have internet, you have all these things, you have your aunts at home. Did you say, hey mom, how do you make pap? Hey mom, how do you do this? Can you teach me? It also your own duty to also try create that relationship.
I agree.
That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
I think you cooked. You said, so your point is the benefit of listening to your parents and taking counsel from them. Back to Luto's question, your point was, if you're a good child, your children will also be good to you. Was that your point?
You'll be able to teach them how to be good, because you might see where they're being stuck.
Okay.
Because you've been there before.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
You've been there before and you knew how to handle that situation. So it can be, in a way, a little bit easier for you to just pass whatever you
whatever
Yes.
you pass through and
Yes.
stuff like that. But I also get what because I also understood as the same, that if you're technically like a good child, you also have like good children.
Yeah.
And people tend to say your children tend to be you times two.
Yeah.
So, and I do think it's also our responsibilities, and we have highlighted many times on the show that where our parents fail to have relationships with us, it's also sometimes you have to be the adult in the situation.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to be the bigger person
I
in the
said,
situation
yes.
and actively try to have a relationship with your parents. And I know I always say this to teenagers here at church, I'm like, it will get better.
Yes.
And you know how it will get better is because understanding comes in.
Yes.
When you're a teenager, you're not understanding certain things. When you're growing up, you're not understanding certain things. Why aren't you seeing dad all the time? Why aren't you seeing a particular parent all the time? It's only when you're older that when you realize that, oh no, they were just putting hours into work so they can take me to this
Exactly.
particular school. They were putting all these hours in so that I can be able to go on that trip with my friends or go on this holiday as a family. So I think I always encourage people that it will get better as you grow, because there'll be understanding, and also with Prophet's teachings. So even if you do know that your parent was wrong, like you're like, bro, how at your big age you're doing what you're doing, right? I think it's also understanding that you're like, you know what, they didn't know. So for example, with the abuse, if your dad is abusing you, it's because maybe his dad abused him.
Yes.
So he thinks that's the norm.
That's the only thing
he knows. So it's for you as a person to realize that actually this ain't it. And you, that person now who's gonna change that, now it's you has to sit yourself down and reevaluate yourself and look back at what you want to change in how you want to bring up your kids.
And also stop comparing your parents to your friends' parents.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah,
the same.
that's
Stop
true.
comparing.
Yeah.
The same way we always also preach on this show that parents should not compare us to
other
our
kids.
friends or to
Yes.
the neighbors' kids. The same way we shouldn't compare our parents to another parent, your friend's parents. You're right on that. You're right.
And you get kids that are like ashamed of their parents in front of people.
Yeah.
parties. That can hurt also a parent,
Yeah.
Now I see my child, I'm like, hey, you can't even say, hey, this is my mom.
Yeah,
It
that would
hurts.
hurt.
Why are people ashamed of their parents?
Or you're telling your mom, why are you wearing like this?
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
You can't go like this with me. My friends are going to laugh at me. This is so wrong.
Yeah. I think why? I think it's because maybe your friends' parents are at like a particular standard. So I feel like normally this would be the case, is that the people you have decided to surround yourself with could be at like a higher class. So maybe you're chilling, let's say you are upper middle class, and the friends you're hanging out with are the upper class and rich and wealthy, right? So obviously that in how they dress and compared to how your mom's gonna dress, and the car your mom drives, the cars they drive, could then bring that complex because, oh, my mom drives this car, but my friend's mom drives that car. So I think that could be a reason to it. It's because of comparison.
My message on that is remain humble, man. Like, life is like rice.
Life is like rice.
Yeah, one day you're at the top and then they turn the spoon.
Yeah.
You're at the bottom. So,
Yes.
and like, this, like, I don't even know, man, but just remain humble. If you're ashamed, like, because your mom drives a car that goes and releases smoke, and then your friend's dad drives a car that goes rum rum, and it's so nice. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like, be grateful at least that your mom has a car. Be grateful at least you have a mom. So,
Honestly.
just stay humble with things like that. Like, I don't think there's any reason to be ashamed with your parents, no matter if they dress funny, if they don't
No,
dress
but the
too.
thing also, you should remember that your mom had swag before.
Yeah.
You have
Exactly.
swag today. Tomorrow, it's not going to be swag.
Yeah, your kids are also gonna look at you
Are
and be
gonna look at
like,
you like,
"What are
I
you
don't like those
wearing, Mom? Why are you wearing this wig?
Yeah,
That
this
time
wig,
wigs are like the thing of today."
It was a thing in my time.
So I think so. So let's go back. Why would it be important for us to listen to our parents and the prophet, and especially for people whose parents don't come to church? I think what happens a lot is because, let's say, one parent doesn't come to church, or maybe the other one comes to church, you automatically disregard the parent that doesn't come to church, which shouldn't be the case. So
I think the logic to that is, when you, like, coming to church, like, you get a lot of information and, like, you think differently.
yeah,
So then you may find that what you've learned, your other parent, because they're not there, they are sort of contradicting what you've learned.
Yeah.
So that's a reason why someone may disregard their parent who doesn't come to church. Because at the end of the day, we have a spiritual parent
Yeah.
in the prophet.
yeah,
It's a spiritual father that we hear what he says, we listen to him, and then if we go home and then our parents are telling us opposite, like,
yeah. But there is a way to do it also.
okay.
That's why I use the word disregarding someone is a very disrespectful thing to do.
Yes, yes.
It's like, actually, I don't care what you think, your opinion, I don't care, I don't care, right? Whereas I think still, because at the end of the day, they still are your parent.
Yes.
At the end of the day, they still the one paying your school fees and feeding you. They're still playing that role as a parent. So we need to also learn how to, because if you're coming to church and you're being disrespectful to that parent who's not coming to church, how are they going to want to come to church?
Exactly.
They're going to be like, oh, so at your church, kids are disrespectful. And it's not the case.
Yeah.
So I think in that situation, I think it's important, like, listen to them. And then maybe it's when you're talking with that parent that, no, actually, mom or dad, at church, we were taught this. That maybe we should do it this way. I'm not disputing you, but can we pause it? Or this is why I'm choosing to do it this way. Is because of what I've been taught at church.
Yes.
And now you also, because now you're grown and you're having a nice, honest and respectful conversation with that particular parent. I know other parents are hectic.
Hey.
They go from 0 to 100 now. And you're like, hey, bo, why are you getting angry at me? So I think it depends on the type of parent you have. And hopefully you do have a parent, with God's grace, that you can actually sit down with and talk to that. Okay, I hear what you're saying, mom or dad, but at church we were taught this, and I'd like to do it this way. And sometimes, sometimes you're gonna have to be like, if I make a mistake, it's my mistake to learn.
Yeah.
So we agree that communication is very important.
Yeah.
So I think communication is
Yeah.
just very important.
Yeah.
How parents communicate to their kids and how kids also communicate to their parents, that's very important, because when you grow up, that's where you realize that a lot of problems and people start, drawing
Yeah.
apart. Siblings, parents, now they have that one child that they do not talk
Talk
to,
to.
you know. And then you just, what's the problem? No, I didn't like the way she spoke to me. I didn't like the way she approached 1, 2, 3 problems. So when you grow up, you should also pay attention of the things you
You
say.
say and how
You
you
might
say
be,
it.
and how you say it. Now you're making your own money. You have your own job, and your mom is like, "Eh, you must buy me a car. You must do this for me." And then you're like, "Oh, mom, a child is not supposed to take care of the parents,
Yo,
and you should be the one giving me money, not the other way around."
Now you're raising your parents, imagine.
You see? Now your mom is like, I've invested all my life so that you can give me something in return, and this is how you speak to me. Okay, stay with your money, stay with your life. I don't want to hear from you. You see, we
Yeah.
should be wise and just make sure of the things we say. It's very, balanced enough to not hurt one person.
yeah, yeah.
I think we've spoken. Not enough, not like we're closing the show. But
Yeah, guys,
yeah,
we're not leaving you.
we're just having a break. So you can go to the restroom, take a quick break.
Get some popcorn if you're a snacker like me,
Yeah.
or a
And if
snack,
you're a snack.
like me. Woo. Catch you later.
Be the best of yourself. That means you be free to study. You cannot study to fail. But if I say be number one, I'm stressing you. A lot of family members, uncle, whatever, be doctor, be nurse, be pilot, be what. But this child is creative. It has got nothing to do with all those things. This child is musical. So leave him. Now you might look as if she's doing nothing or is doing nothing. But this child is musical. His full potential will manifest 10, 15 years from now. But our parents, they want instant fame. They want to boast on their children. My daughter is doing medicine. Now the child who's doing musical, that feels as if he's lost. You are not lost. Hello, I'm here to tell you, you are not lost. The child who is doing sports, for example, he's not lost. He knows what he's doing. Do something that comes naturally to you. Knowing God, fearing God, being led by God, entering your God-given destiny, you should know what not to do in the world of sex. Anyone who practices sex before marriage, you will not know your God-given partner.
I'm excited.
It's such a great experience to come.
What a precious moment.
Introducing Mr. and Mrs. Foucault.
There is no better place to restart your Christian journey than to go on a pilgrimage to the land of milk and honey, the land that is mentioned more than 2,000 times in the Holy Scriptures that we read, the land of Israel. Join the man of God, Prophet Philip Banda, as he makes the annual pilgrimage to the Holy Land of Israel from the 6th to the 17th of August, 2023.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for staying tuned in. We hope you've been broken. No, not broken. After the break. What am I saying? We hope you've been refreshed after the break. You know, like, yeah. We hope that was a good break for you. It's not that funny, mate. Relax.
It's very funny.
But yeah,
sorry.
it's okay.
You know why I'm laughing?
Why?
It's because all the different emotions that played on your face when you realized what you were saying. It's like your mouth was like,
I was like, whoa,
oh.
whoa.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, yes.
Are we back now?
Yes.
Are we back? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so before the break,
Yeah.
we were talking about, what were we talking about before the break? Sorry, my
We're talking
no,
about.
Let me remember.
Okay.
We were talking about a parent who doesn't come to church.
Yes.
Right. Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah, and how to be still respectful to them, and remember that you are a representative of impact
And
when
your
you
family.
and your
Oh, okay, no, carry on.
okay to that parent. Don't know what's happening to that parent. So I think before we closed off is, I don't know if Karen also wants to add to this, is that even if your parent doesn't come to impact, obviously, yes, like Ruben said, there'll be certain things that they're going to do that contradict certain things that we have been taught, especially when it comes to like certain ceremonies in our families that our families still uphold and stuff like that. You can really nicely, you can, like Prophet has taught us, nicely say you can either choose not to go or you don't eat. Like you can eat beforehand, because we all know that this stuff gets dedicated and stuff like that. So at least also not to like for me personally, I know my mom's side all of a sudden is really into the like ancestral things, but just because I just don't eat, I'll eat before and still hang out and talk and you know, so at least not that I'll look because you're near tandas. Do you know what I'm saying? So you also don't want to create that.
Yeah.
So I think for me, and my father also didn't come to church, but I still sat down with like, I think maybe because it was the type of person he was, I was able to communicate. And my father's one of those people who will let you be and make your own decisions. My father's very much, you're an independent person, you can think by yourself. If you have questions, come and ask me, I'm here. If you want to do something, like come and ask me, I'm here type of person. So I think it's up to you as a person to always remind yourself that I'm saying I'm going to church, and I'm saying I'm going to Impact for Christ Ministries, and I'm saying I'm under a prophet. So how I represent myself and how I act is unfortunately a direct representation of the prophet, even though it's like, oh, so at your church, your children act like this. And it's not the case, it's just Luto.
Yeah.
But automatically, because you're saying that I go to church and I'm under a prophet, they automatically like, okay, let's see how she acts, or let's see how he acts, kind of thing. So remember that.
Yeah, you closed off well on that. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it's
Karen
quite
wants to
Unless
add.
you want to say something.
I think she said almost everything.
Yeah.
So The other thing that I can add is just that be wise, like she said. If you are in a family where they do their traditional things that you might be a Christian now, you do not agree, just know the families are different. Some people, they will say, why are you not eating? We're eating all of us on the table. You must eat. So either you don't go to your family
or you
reunion,
just don't go at all,
or,
yeah.
you just,
Or you make up excuses.
yes, make
Ish.
up excuses.
I don't know if we're teaching you to lie now. Hey, sorry.
No, but just like I say, the way you say it, the way you portray it, that's the thing that can either save you or put you in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
So you should be wise.
Yeah.
Because let's say, for example, you have a father who's like a drunkard, or
Yeah.
and then he's the one who always gives you money and say, go buy me beer. Would you say, no, I'm a Christian now, I'm not gonna go to the shop and buy you beer? You see?
Yeah, you're gonna go back.
Because now it's like you're telling your father that
Yeah. Never mind what you think. You have to go do that yourself. Which is not the case. You still have to go get that beer for him. You still have to do the errand that he sent you.
Yes.
But I think this is the highlight, that still love your parent.
Yes.
Even if they're not a Christian, or if they don't come to the same church you go to, but still love them, because at the end of the day, they're your parent. And they still want like the best for you, I hope.
What if you get like a parent, or let's say a mom or a father, who didn't pay your school fees, wasn't there in your life, or things like that?
And then they pop up like 20 years later, or they just don't pop up at all.
Both?
Eh.
Because we're talking about not hurting your parents. How do you...
Yeah, I'm just sure you are not there, so now you want to come into my...
It's not relevant.
Yeah, like if you like you're pulling this thing with people like doing, especially when you're successful now, jiggy. Oh my gosh, baby girl, I knew it.
I'm your mom.
Oh wait, where have you been?
Yeah.
Like, I think that will take a lot for people who do that, who really do forgive. Like, I would encourage forgiving that parent, but maybe for a moment put them at arm's length, read them, learn them,
Pray about it.
What should you do, like, because you also don't want someone who hasn't been in your life, and because they're gonna come with that entitlement of that you're my child, they're gonna want to automatically be involved in your success.
Go for counseling as well.
Yeah, sit them down, be like, okay, if you want us to fix this, go for counseling, pray about it.
Oh, you could throw hands. Why haven't you been
no ways.
in my... I'm sorry,
No
guys. I'm
ways.
very violent these days. I'm sorry. But it is an alternative, Why haven't you been in my life?
No shortcuts.
No, yeah, and maybe even when they do pop up or whatever, maybe it's hurt you. Maybe you can even take be like, thank you, give me time. You can legit ask for time. So you can dealing with their loss, and then them coming back, and how to act. Because especially if you do have kids now, like, what are you going to introduce your kids to them? Are you scared they're going to up and disappear again?
Yeah.
So they also, at the end of the day, this is where the parent is responsible. It's up to them now to build the trust.
I think let's not go too much. That's for another topic.
Yeah.
But at least, like we said, communication is very important. Just know how to deal with the situation that you might be going through with your family issues and your parents, because, like I said, that can either bring you guys closer or
tear you apart.
You see.
Yeah, communication, respect, and prayer, very important.
Yeah.
So we guys were talking. You remember you spoke about those family gatherings and whatnot. So there's a comment that I want to read from Yanche, who says, those grannies in the family gatherings will kiss you, and all of a sudden your future is gone. Just don't go, Buffett. And she goes further to say, and I know it's bad to lie, but if they ask what grade you're in, say a lower grade.
Yeah, I think when it comes to such families, I'm also like, you can also choose to, you can really be that, that thing of the cousins in the burbs that is never there. They only just come once in a while. You can choose to be that person the family sees once in a while. Like, especially if you're content with that, because I also know other people, how do I put it? It would be difficult for someone to, especially if you come from a very closely tight-knit family, and now this is happening. It's going to take time for you to grow to not seeing your extended family for an X amount of time.
I think sometimes even there's just those people from the family that you're not even close to. But
Yeah.
the parents, this is my cousin, this is my aunt. She was with you when you were 2 years old. I
Yeah.
don't know her. So
Yeah.
what am I going to do with
Dude,
her?
that thing, oh my gosh, do you remember me? The
I
last time I
do.
saw you were 3.
You were-
And she's going to be...
You're
I
so
don't know
big
you.
now. You know what's the ones I don't like? Oh my gosh, I used to be small like you.
Ah.
I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know what you're trying to imply. I don't like where this. Like I don't like where you're going with this, man. Please.
Yeah, so you just... I think sometimes it's just those people from the family. You just need to draw the line. And
Yeah,
say that
boundaries.
we just family, but
Yeah.
not close. It's
Because
okay.
family is family, but toxic is also still toxic.
Yes.
Doesn't change it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, guys, family gatherings are very dangerous. So just be wise about it. Be very
Yeah,
cautious.
be wise about
And
it.
these people that likes going eating food at funerals all the time, they say funeral food is very nice
Aye.
from the family.
No.
No. Know your family. I think you need to know your people. If you know your people, if they are good people, be free around them. If you know that these people always want to pull up one trick or another, then just be cautious. But love them still.
Yeah. Any more comments?
There's one comment that just came in now. Remember when we were talking about, I don't remember what we were saying, but I said just throw hands. Oh, if your parents have not been
Yeah.
around, just throw hands. And
Yeah.
then she said no shortcuts. So Valentine Tafatwa says, Karen says no shortcuts and Ruben wants uppercut.
Yeah, you
That's
really
quite
do.
funny.
Okay. Oh, that's boxing.
You really do. There was another comment you discussed.
Yes,
earlier.
there's. I'm going to that now. The creative media, he says, Buffetu, since we know that no child is an angel, children will hurt their parents whether parents like it or not. The chai question is, do we hurt them intentionally or unintentionally?
Both. It goes both ways. But also creative media, if that's the name.
Yes.
You're saying that fire by force, we end up hurting our parents. But also fire by force, our parents end up hurting us. It goes...
Exactly, both
It's a
ways.
double-edged sword. So it's how you choose to respond to that hurt, and it's also up to them how they choose to respond to that hurt. Because at the end of the day, also our parents are they're also learning. It's also their first-time
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah.
so they're also
Yes.
learning as they're going. Unfortunately, it's just. Yeah, they're learning from the book of parenting. As no matter how old we get, I think we always stay faced with different curveballs as we grow. But to answer your question, I think it's both, depending on the situation and depending on level of pettiness in a person.
Yes. Good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You, Rubes.
Me? No, I don't have any more comments.
Do you have anything to say to that comment or add?
Do we hurt them intentionally or unintentionally? Aye, man. I think it's intentional.
Sometimes you just already hurt.
Yeah, I think
You already have, grudges.
Especially at this
unfinished
age.
business with, something from the past. And you're just waiting for that thing to say, but,
I think it's unintentional. I think maybe you made a certain decision,
yeah.
and then you didn't think this decision would end up in a particular way. Does that make sense? So you thought, I don't know, maybe I'm really defeating what I'm about to say, but maybe you thought if you take this route, this would happen, and then that the complete opposite happened.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
So
Such is the reality of life,
yeah, so I think it's a bit of both.
I think it's intentional. At your big age, you know what you're doing. So, if you like,
So Ruben, you can say you've intentionally hurt your mother.
I've never hurt my mother. Mom?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Mom, can we ask her?
Yeah, we
Please.
can. You want me to call her?
Would like
Yeah.
receipts. Would like receipts.
No, okay, I have hurt my mom. Okay, so you're right. It does go both ways. It is unintentional sometimes. Because sometimes...
Oh, now when we're bringing you into the chat, it's unintentional.
yeah.
When it was on an open
It's not about
platform.
me, okay? It's not about me. It's about... Yeah.
Everyone else, not me. You're not the problem. You're
Okay,
perfect.
no, but you're right. It could be both. It's both intentional and unintentional.
I have a question. Do you think, okay, I'm talking about now traditional. let's
Okay,
say
your
you
way.
choose to marry someone that is not from where you're coming from, do you think that can hurt your parents?
It would definitely hurt my mom.
Me personally, I've said it. I've said
Or
it.
maybe you getting married to white and mom is like, white.
Caucasians. Why are you doing this? Why is it? I think, but you know
Indian.
yourself as a person. I think as human beings, can I say this on a public I've warned my parents. I've said it that, listen, he might not be South African. He might not even be black. Like, I've said it. Right?
You
warned
prepared
them.
them.
Like, I've warned them, I've prepared them. I think, but this is because I know myself as a person. Me, when it comes to men, I don't discriminate, honey. What? I don't care. I don't care when it comes to men. I don't discriminate.
So if I bring a Chinese man, would you?
No, not. If you bring like an Indian, I wouldn't mind.
Ruben, do you see your sister?
You see, it depends. That's what I'm saying. I don't discriminate with. You know what? I don't discriminate. But that one is. But he can be like, let's say, example, he could be Indian. I could be. He could be black. He could be colored. He can be white. I can.
But with that,
Okay.
I think it's up to that's because I've known myself that I can bring anybody from anywhere.
with that, you can hurt yourself with your own expectations.
Yeah.
So as parents,
True.
if they expect a certain
Type.
type of behavior from their child to bring some certain type of person, like that expectation may
Will
hurt
hurt
you.
them, yeah.
Because when you're expecting something, like the person may not like be on the same wavelength as you. So at the end of the day, this is also something we should talk about. We should stop hurting our parents, but parents should also stop hurting themselves.
Yeah, it's like with
the
your
expectations.
expectations.
Yes.
But also expectations in general tend to be the reason people get hurt.
True.
And,
So-
and like across everything in life.
And parents always want the daughter to get married to someone who has
have some-
money,
Successful, tall, dark,
successful,
and handsome.
not short, slender,
Yeah.
and all those things they
Have
tell you. So
money.
you grow up, looking
Yeah.
at a person like you. My
You-
mom,
Will my
will not
mom?
be-
Now you're ticking
you
all
see?
the boxes. Will my mom be happy? Will my dad be happy?
Ish.
And your dad always wants someone who's like business-minded,
Yeah.
open-minded,
Yeah.
who did maybe engineering or
Yeah.
long studies.
Yeah.
Wait, 'cause
We
it's-
understand where they're coming from because also at the end of the day, our parents don't want us to suffer.
Yeah. Fair.
There's reasoning behind that thing of wanting you to be with a particular person. For example, marrying within the same tribe, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be able to relate one another because you come from similar backgrounds. So it's when you're bringing up kids and stuff. It's like just for example, marrying someone with the same religion. Imagine
Yeah.
now you're marrying someone with a different religion. How are you going to bring up your kids?
True.
What morals are you going to stand on? So I think that's the same, not really the same thing, but that's how I guess culture can also come into play. So I think maybe that's why they want that, is to also to try and keep that culture in the bloodlines for
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
continue. So it's not that we get where parents are coming from, but also open-mindedness is also important. Okay, yeah, Ruben, you're gonna say something.
Was I? I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Okay, back to the topic.
We went off a bit.
Yeah, we did. I think the next thing is, what would be the consequences of not listening to our parents, and where could that possibly lead us?
Look, yeah, okay, that's a good question. What is the fifth? Is it the fifth? I don't know which one, but it's one of the commandments.
Oh, wait, listen, respect, honor your
Obey,
parents.
honor,
obey
depending on the
parents.
version
Yeah.
you're reading, honor your parents. And wait, what does it say?
Yeah, we're freestyling. Sorry.
But yeah, it's literally a commandment to honor your parents.
To like obey and
Yeah.
honor your parents.
And
Yeah.
so the consequences of not listening to your parents. So what are the consequences of not following the commandment?
I
You
think
die
there's
young.
yeah, because
It speaks about eternal life, right?
Yeah, because that's the only
Yeah.
commandment that has a promise to it.
Yes.
But-
Exactly.
But I'm
There's
throwing
no but.
I am putting a but.
No,
For
no,
example, let's go back to ceremonies.
Okay.
You must
do you-
do this.
Oh, okay. But
No, remember, Luto, God is fair. He
Mm.
knows when you actually out.
Yeah.
You're
Like-
going
Yeah.
out.
no, I
That's
think
what, you know why I'm saying that is because for example, why I asked that question and decided to throw that spanner in the works is for
Yeah.
someone who's like, but you should listen to me because your Bible says you should listen to me and what. Because sometimes, unfortunately, in many cases, the Bible has been quoted to do wrong. Does that make sense?
What?
The Bible has been quoted for people to do their own thing.
Okay.
So that's why I decided to ask that question.
But
But I agree with you. God is fair.
also, I think we broke it down fairly when we said, because you spoke about disregarding, that's like completely disrespectful. And then when the Bible says honor,
Yeah.
like honor, respect, value them. So now when you're disregarding them, you are,
Saying bye.
you're not honoring them. So I think even if they are offside, find a way to bring them back nicely, or find a way to like push yourself away
Yeah.
so that you don't end up not honoring them, because at the end of the day, you know.
Okay, so let's talk about when your parents give you good counsel. Let's say they're from here and they're giving you good counsel, and you said, actually, bye, Felicia, I don't care about what you're saying to me. Where do you think that could possibly lead someone?
Nowhere.
You face your own consequences.
Yes.
Because obviously, if I'm giving you good counsel and you're not following them, because I know better, I've been here on earth much longer than you, so you're gonna bump yourself somewhere somehow, and you come back crying and say, "Hey, mom," and I'll be like, "I told you," and it's too late.
Yeah,
It's too late.
yeah.
So sometimes they just tell you to do the right thing because they know the consequences.
yeah,
You know, so just follow. You might not understand, it might not make sense. Like you say, only when you grow up, that's the way you realize that our mom was actually right on this. Just sometimes don't ask questions.
yeah,
Just follow instruction first, do it, and maybe later you can ask, but mom, why did you want me to do that? If she's kind enough, she will tell you why she wanted you to do it. If she doesn't, time will teach you.
yeah. I agree. I was gonna say something and now it's slipped my mind. Sorry.
Now you see how I always feel.
Like, I think, oh yeah, when you said listening to your parents, and also sometimes our parents are probably giving us counsel because they've been there, done that.
Exactly.
Where your mom's like, I've done this. You see, yeah. I wish it's no. Because also, yeah, I wish I never. And this is now she's giving you counsel she never got.
Yeah.
Or maybe she did and she chose to also disregard it and said,
Yeah.
actually, no, mom. So now she's doing the same to you and hopefully you listen. So I think most all the time, our parents do give us counsel and sit us down because they really do want the best for us.
Yeah. And you know, even the prophet always encourages us to listen to our parents.
Yeah.
Even if they don't come to church. Like,
Yeah.
just listen to them, because they are older, they are wiser.
Yeah.
They know something you
Don't know.
So
Exactly.
Yeah, and they've lived longer and they have experiences. We should also remember once upon a time our parents were there.
yeah.
Now we
It
forget
proved.
that they were there. And we're thinking that they just boom, like Adam, just boom, adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, was like Ruben says, they tend to be wiser because they've been here longer and they've seen things.
Yeah.
And there's also certain things parents also don't share with us that we're not ready
Exactly.
as
Yes.
their children to hear yet.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe they might not tell you why they giving you that counsel or anything.
Yeah.
But first, just do it.
Yeah. And then, so let's say there's someone at home who's listening and they're like, you know what? I think I've hurt my parents. How do you think one can go about? We touched it a little bit earlier on, but how would one go about fixing that relationship with their parent?
I think I was about to say, go down and say, sorry, mama, I hurt you. But I think every apology should come with changed behavior.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you've not been listening, if you've not been listening to the counsel of your parents, and when they do this, you decide to say, no, I'm going to do this, that hurts them. So now, like, change that about yourself and let that be your apology. Let your change be your apology. That's how I would say you can mend that ruffle, that fauda you've caused.
Okay, Ruben, tell us. All right, sir. Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm like, let your changed behavior be your apology.
Yeah. I don't have any add-ons to what you said. You really said, thanks, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Ruben has finished the show for us. Bye, peace.
Don't you have anything to say?
No, I think you said it. You just right on the spot.
Yeah.
But
I really cooked, eh?
You, bro.
no,
Like
that
you were
was good.
ngapagati inside.
You
I
were-
cooked.
You were there. You said wisdom. You said I'm above my years. Don't take me for a small boy.
But okay, your actions, yes, but the actual sorry, there are those parents that they're just so proud, If you don't say sorry, if you come with your actions, they don't want to hear it, they don't want to see it, they don't want to, until you like put yourself back at your place of a child,
Yeah. Yeah.
Just go down, kneel down and say, Mom, I love you. You are my mom. You are my dad. I love you. Sorry if there's anything. There's one thing that we always do, me and my sister. Sometimes we told ourselves, if we cannot fix something face to face first, let's just send each other a message.
Yeah. Yeah.
First by starting, hey, sorry, I hurt you.
Yeah.
Let's see each other later. And then when we see each other later, we kind of like open. you know?
Because you've texted. one
Yes,
another,
our heart already. So when we meet, it's gonna be easier for us to like talk about it and fix it. Because now she left in the morning. I'm not seeing her. I can't shout at her or anything. Now all my thoughts are back to myself. I had time to digest whatever happened, and then I'm able to like fix it. Maybe it can be a message because now everyone they have phones, or it can be a nice card with flowers, or maybe that thing that your mom likes. If she likes food, that muhodu or a gusti or anything, just go and cook. Take her for, I don't know,
depending what your parents
whatever
likes.
they like. Just create that atmosphere for them to be able to listen to you and forgive you.
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't have any add-ons because you guys have really answered that point of what to do, and you think how to work on the relationship with your parents. And then I think a key thing that's really important is learning how to take accountability as youth, as children. I think and sometimes life really does give you, for lack of a better word, an unfair hand. But also at the end of the day, there's certain decisions you had taken, and they resulted in being wherever you are now. If you have gone aside and you've gone astray, I think it's highly important for you as an individual to learn to take accountability and to forgive yourself first.
Yes.
I think you go and you apologize to the people you've hurt, your parents, and like, I'm sorry, Mom, Dad. And then also you forgive yourself that, I thought I knew better. All right? It's that thing of realizing that you thought you knew better, but you really didn't.
One thing that just came to my mind, also stop picking sides. Sometimes you can have your parents, they have their own fights. Now it's like, no, I think Mom is right. I think Dad is right. So now you like pick side. And then when parents, they see it, they tend to like get hurt and say, maybe you don't love them enough. So don't get involved in things that don't concerns you. No, stop it.
Be a child.
Yeah.
So any last words as we draw to the end of the show?
Yeah, as we're closing, my point is, look, honor your parents, value them and respect them, and stop hurting them. Look, evaluate yourself and say, what am I doing that could be hurting my parents? And also, let's not disregard the parent we have in the prophet, the spiritual father. By also, we mentioned not listening can hurt your parents. So if you don't listen to what the prophet is teaching us,
exactly,
then we just
do offside
things,
stuff. That could also hurt him. So
it must hurt him so much. He has a whole congregation. Sorry, prophet.
We're sorry.
We're so sorry, prophet.
But just start listening, and that's all I have to say in closing. And
you, Karen? Nothing
else.
For closing, I think we all make mistakes as humans, and it's okay. We live and learn. Maybe at the end of the day, we all have a story to tell, and whatever you have done is God will use to good. So you are able to teach your age mates and your kids that, listen, I didn't listen, and this is how I am because of not listening. So even if you haven't, your situation can still be used as a testimony to encourage those to listen. And if you are listening to your parents, please continue to listen to your parents.
Bravo, congratulations.
And if you feel like you've hurt your parents, forgive yourself. And parents also, let's also forgive the kids.
Also,
the
parents, stop
Bantwanas.
hurting yourself sometimes.
Yeah, those expectations, eh?
Drop them a bit.
Like, don't set the standard low. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
also,
just
you know,
yeah,
Balance.
be fair.
yeah. Be fair, balance.
Okay.
Viewers all over the world, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. And don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on social media. Until we see each other again, shalom.
Bye.